Hello guys, and a big welcome to my YouTube channel. And for those of you that do not know me, my name is Florence. And on this channel, we do talk about life in the diaspora, life abroad, real stories, tips, success, struggles, opportunities, you name it. And today we are talking about why I haven't quit the UK just yet. And I know a lot of people have been asking me that question or are thinking that way or are doubting this journey. All the more reasons why you need to watch this video so that you can, tap into why I haven't quit the UK just yet. Of course, you do hear about it all, the terrible, horrible weather, the cold weather. You hear about it, mental health issues, the struggles, bills are a reality, always constant changing immigration laws, you name it. But for some of us, we're still sticking around, we're still here. And I'm going to share with you why I'm still choosing the UK, why I'm still hanging in there, why I haven't even started entertaining the idea of going back home just yet. I'll share with you just shortly. So first and foremost, the fact that it was never about me. For my journey, it was never relocating for me, but for my children, for my family. I know the life that I grew up in. I know, I'm quite sure of the experiences that I went through, and I don't want my children going through the same. That's all the more reasons why I'm choosing to stick around. And I know for some people, they've got options. Some have got no family. Some have got older children. So really, it's not even about that. But for people like me who've got younger children, you're thinking about their education. You're thinking about the opportunities that you want to expose them to. You are thinking about the options that they have, especially when you raise them in an environment such as this. So when you face the challenges, you always think, okay, why did I relocate in the first place? And then you soldier on, you pick yourself up and you look ahead, you endure all the struggles. So for me, I'll give you a bit of a background of how I grew up. I didn't come from a really well-up family. We didn't have much growing up, and it was struggle. Just the fact that I went through high school, I'm actually grateful that my parents could take me through high school, but doesn't mean it was easy. It was through, getting help from everywhere we could, get help from family, from friends, from, the community. So that life is not what I have envisioned for my children. That life, I've always said, I don't want my children having to go through the same struggles that I went through. Obviously, after high school, to really find opportunities, I know I've got friends, brilliant, sharp friends that I went to school with, people that you knew had so much potential, but did they get the exposure to opportunities? Some of them, most of them, no. I'm always sharing with my sisters to say, I'm actually one of the lucky ones that when I finished high school, I went into an apprenticeship and it gave me a career. Some of my friends ended up like just getting married just to escape poverty. So you can imagine that's not the environment I wanted to raise my children in. I'm not saying there are no opportunities where we come from. I'm not saying everybody will end up the same. Things have changed. Some are fortunate enough, but I did struggle. And obviously, into my career, adult life, I went for nearly 7 years working for the same organization as a contract worker, renewing 3 months contracts every now and then. I never got employed permanently. What that meant was I had no pensions, I had nothing whatsoever. And when I look at my children, I want to expose them to opportunities. I want to expose them to a system that works. No wonder why I cannot quit just yet, because I do see the opportunities. I do see the jobs that are there. However, people look down upon those jobs, but for me, I look at the experience. I look at what it gives my children if they were to go into such jobs. I've been fortunate enough to work for a few organizations, and obviously the experience, the exposure is unmatched. And that's what I envision for my children. So part and parcel of why I haven't even given up yet is because of them. Obviously, I cannot start going into detail. The opportunities that it has presented for my husband, how he can pick and choose jobs, obviously, because his visa allows him to just work in whatever industry that he chooses. And trust, believe you me, the first week that we got to this country, he got a job. I mean, where we come from, it's a struggle. It's 90% is the informal sector, but it doesn't mean informal industry is for everyone. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Some people are just meant to work. Some people are just meant to thrive in a functional economy. So for me, that's what I envision for my children. For me, it's the options that they have. For me, it's the opportunities that they have. The second thing, obviously, that the second reason why I haven't even thought of quitting the UK is I knew from the moment I was coming to the UK that it wasn't going to be easy. It was going to be hard. And I'll share with you why I knew from day one. Obviously, this was me changing from engineering into healthcare. So for me, I was leaving everything that I've always studied for, always known, always worked in. I was leaving the comfort and luxury of what I knew, starting something else that is different. So I knew pretty well that adjusting, I would come across struggles. So when I do come across some of these struggles that people complain and moan about and say, well, I want to leave because of this, I knew from day one that I was going to face such struggles. Obviously, other than that, I come from a family of really like people that have migrated or relocated abroad. I grew up surrounded by cousins who have moved abroad. And that time is, young as I was, I watched them. I watched their life, transition. I watched their future unfold right in front of our eyes. They started from the bottom. I cannot even start to mention. Some of them are now, well established here abroad and back home. And so when I look at their life, I do study their life and their story, and I marvel at how much they've achieved. But that was through hard work, through resilience, through consistency, and through never giving up. So I draw my inspiration, I draw strength and motivation from such stories. And I do every chance that I get to talk to somebody who has been abroad a little bit longer. I always, try to get, their story. What is it that we went through? How was it like? That way, it's not just me being nosy, but it's me drawing inspiration and, motivation. So believe you me, I knew from day one that it was going to be very, very hard. It was never going to be an easy road. It's not like everything was going to be on a silver platter. Let me give you a quick story again. I do remember when I came with a domiciliary care company. I've always shared that story with all of you here. And I'll continue to share some of the challenges I faced and some of the challenges that I continue to face. But I knew what I wanted. I knew the kind of environment that would be conducive for my growth, conducive for, my future goals and my future dreams. And straight away, I knew I didn't want to just switch for the sake of switching. I wanted to switch when I go into the exact ideal environment for that. And that's how I ended up in the NHS. And I've shared with you that recently, I transitioned from Band 2 to Band 3. And I'll share with you some of the roles and what sort of an environment and what's expected of me in that role now that I am in that role in particular. So obviously, when you know how the journey is going to be like, it makes it easy for you to soldier on. It makes it easy for you to motivate yourself. It makes it easy for you really when everything is against you, when everything around you seems to be crumbling. You hold yourself up, you pick yourself up, and you continue to soldier on. Part and parcel of the reason why I'm not yet quitting the UK as well is that opportunities do exist only if you're willing to adapt. By adapting, it doesn't mean you adapt overnight. It doesn't mean you adapt within a month. It doesn't mean you adapt within a year. But it means you are able to see opportunities. You are able to see opportunities even where everybody is just seeing a mere healthcare assistant just looking after the elderly. You see an opportunity. And you're willing to go through the system. You're willing to grow through the ranks. You're willing to mold yourself. You're willing to put in the work, go through training, go through all the process just to get to where you want to be. So for most people, they don't see an opportunity. They just see a dead end job. I'll give you an example. Coming to the UK, one of the things that I've realized is most of these companies that actually ended up bringing people from abroad are owned by migrants, are owned by people who started off the same way that we are starting. So when you look at that and when you hear their stories of how they ended up really starting these companies and doing the work that they're doing, you see a story, you see a journey of hard work, resilience, timing, you know, not giving up and coming out at the top. So when I look at that, I get inspired. I know one day, if only I keep on doing what I'm doing, if I keep on the same trajectory of hard work and patience and persistence, I'm gonna come out at the top one day. Last but not least, one of the reasons why I haven't quit the UK just yet is the fact that I chose purpose over comfort. For some people, they're constantly comparing, oh, if I was back home, it's a Friday, I will be out with my friends having fun. Or if I was back home, I wouldn't have to work like as much. If I was at home, I would just be getting this kind of support from. You're not alone. This is how things work over here. You cannot keep being stuck in the past. You cannot keep just longing for what you've left behind. So pursue purpose instead of just longing for comfort. For some people, they'll tell you, I can't do 2-3 jobs. For some people, they'll go like, I've always used to having house help. I can't do this anymore. For some people, it's like, oh, I'm suffering. My mental health is suffering. I've never worked this much in my whole life. I want to, to be around my friends, to be hanging out and doing this and that. For some of us, we've chosen purpose to say, what is it that I want? What are my goals? What do I want for myself? What do I want for my children, for my family? And also, obviously, choosing to enjoy what we do. I was sharing with a friend that I've grown to love care. Most people do ask me, are you ever going to go back to engineering? My answer is never going to change. I'm not going back to engineering. I found purpose. I found something that I can connect with. I love the human connection. I love what I'm doing. If I'm to become anything, if I am to flourish, I would rather flourish doing what I'm doing, because I've grown to love, just putting smiles on people's faces, just knowing I have added, I've done something that, they couldn't be able to do on their own. That is what brings me joy. That's what I have defined as purpose for me. So apart from all the opportunities this job presents, this opportunity is presented for me, it's the inner fulfillment, it's the inner joy that I get when I do what I do. And I know I wouldn't have got that from doing any other careers. Other careers would have given me so much money, would have given me so much fame and prestige. But I'm choosing purpose. I'm choosing the inner fulfillment. I'm choosing joy. And guys, let's be honest, I do go through the same, emotions that everybody else does go through. Sometimes I do feel lonely. I haven't been home in 3 years that I've been over here. I do miss my family. Sometimes I'm down. I do worry when policies are changing, when immigration laws are changing. It does worry me a lot. I just like anybody else. But to be honest, what I've grown to be able to pick myself up, to always revisit the reason why I chose this path, the reason why I relocated in the first place, and that keeps me going. And I just want to share with you this one, and just know, if you ever see me leaving, if you ever see me moving back home or moving somewhere else, it's not because I would have given up. It's not because I wouldn't be able to take it anymore. Just know it's because I would have completed the chapter that I am on, the trajectory, the path that I am on would have come to a complete end. So if you're watching this video and you're on the verge of quitting or not taking it anymore, giving up, just know, don't ever quit on your dreams. Just revisit one of the reasons why you relocated in the first place. And remember, you are not alone. And remember, it's going to get better with time. And if you need support, we're here. If you need support as well, find people that are positive, people that can support you through your journey, because it's not an easy journey. And if you found value in this video, please do share in the comments. Share with us how you're managing the feeling of wanting to quit, where you are at, and how you are coping, because at the end of the day, again, we always say prioritize your mental health. You know, there is only one you, and obviously just know your dreams are valid. Your purpose is at the end of, you know, perseverance. Just know that your goals matter. Your goals are valid, no matter what, no matter how hard the journey is. Remember, your dreams are valid, and remember, you didn't come this far just to come this far. So that's all I had for you in this video, and do give us a like and a thumbs up if you found value, and also share in the comments what your experience of the diaspora has been like, and how you're coping, and how you're navigating it, and how you are managing not to give up just yet. I'll see you in our next video. Bye for now.